They're tall, they're short, they produce oxygen, they're trees! And they're not just for forests anymore. Now you can have one in your very own bedroom!
Well, look who cracked my code. Must have made it too easy. I'm Agent E. That may or may not stand for Elliot. And surprise, I'm not here to talk about trees. What I actually do is, it's different. Here's what I'm working on. Don't recognize him? He's just the most famous person in the world. Jesus, aka Son of Man, Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Prince of Peace. There's a lot more AKAs. He's the most written about, talked about, illustrated person in history. His impact on literature, art, philosophy, and society is unmatched. So who is Jesus, really? To find out, I started at the beginning, his birth. I had a contact who I thought could help, the Maven.
Look, you didn't hear it from me. But if you want to know who Jesus is, you don't go to his birth, you start way before. Try Everlasting King.
The Maven's never wrong, but why would you start before the birth? Everlasting King, huh? Did you know hundreds of years before Jesus was born, God promised to send the Messiah, the Everlasting King? Who was this king? I had my suspicions, but I'd have to come back to it because my research turned up something more pressing. At the age of 12, Jesus went missing. Gave his mom and dad, Mary and Joseph, a pretty fair scare. See, when Jesus was a baby, they went to the temple and dedicated Jesus to God. And according to the operator, as Jesus got older, he became stronger and wiser, and God's grace was with him. So, I was following leads that said 12-year-old Jesus was in Jerusalem for something called Passover. Charlie, what is Passover?
Passover, a holiday to remember how God protected his people and delivered them from slavery in Egypt.
I'd celebrate that too. I'm a real party animal. Every year, big groups of people came to Jerusalem to celebrate, and when the feast was over, the big groups would leave together. But a day into the return home, Mary and Joseph realized Jesus was missing. How exactly do you lose your kid in a situation like this? Ooh, the Sable would know.
You need to understand the culture. They thought Jesus was with friends or a relative. What's important is that they immediately returned to Jerusalem to find him. Okay, send me some American donuts for all this intel I'm getting you.
Mary and Joseph were unable to make contact with Jesus for 3 days. They found him at the temple with Jewish teachers. Jesus was there listening to the teachers and asking questions about God, but everyone was impressed with how much he already understood. Even his parents were amazed with his knowledge, but they had been worried. I mean, they were his parents. His mother said, "Son, why have you treated us like this? Your father and I have been worried about you. We have been looking for you everywhere." But here's a big clue. Jesus responded with, "Why were you looking for me? Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" It's a real breakthrough. This goes a long way to understanding who Jesus is. See, even as a kid, Jesus knew he had to be near God, his Father, doing what God would have him do. It's just as I thought. The Everlasting King, it's Jesus. But there's more to the story. Intel is clear. The family went home and Jesus obeyed his parents. But there's also this. His mother kept all these things like a secret treasure in her heart. Jesus grew wiser and stronger, and many others would be amazed by Jesus as he revealed God's wisdom and love to a broken world. Hey, that released a hidden message. Oh, it's encrypted. Charlie, can you crack this?
Let's give it a go.
Keep learning who Jesus is, Jesus shows us what God is like. Okay, wow. Charlie, who sent this?
Origins unknown.
Jesus shows us what God is like, but there's more to find out about him. If you're up for the challenge, I'll be in touch. Agent E, out.